Thanks for spending some time with us today. Here we are traveling through the Eisenhower Tunnel under a massive brownstone mountain and in this gorgeous canyon. And frankly, it's hard not to include things like this in the video, but that's not the purpose of today's video. While returning from a visit to Glenwood Springs, we stopped for gas in a sweet little mountain town. It's called Gypsum, Colorado. It's a relatively new town. In fact, it celebrated its centennial in 1982. Unlike most of the towns in the region, though, this one's not a mining town. In fact, its primary industry was, and still is to this day, agriculture. Potatoes, to be specific. While gassing up, we noticed this small little 2-story abandoned house. And it's really strange because this thing is in the middle of a pretty busy street. It's next to a brand new gas station, across the street from a high school. And so you don't normally see things like that abandoned on such a large intersection. So let's just take a minute and look at some of the stuff we saw. At the time, I was thinking this really does look newly abandoned. The boards are pretty fresh that were put up. There's only one entry there and the power's still on. Now, while it's unfortunate that someone did make their way in here, I'm not going to be doing that. I don't have permission to be entering the property, but I can walk around and take a quick look real quick. And that's not a knock on you more adventurous or daring explorers out there. I'm not looking to get in any trouble. That being said, I still find this property fascinating, and I did do a little bit more digging into its past. And it turns out it was occupied as early as 2017. You'll see it here, and if you look a little closer, you can see there's a large orange taco truck, there's some construction vans, there's a lot of signs of life. And here it is today in 2019. The last posting from this address was actually selling this orange taco truck, and locally and to the high school kids, it was known as the orange taco truck. However, from everything I've gathered, the owners of the truck have since transitioned into a brick and mortar restaurant. Honestly, I wish the best for them, although I am curious what will become of this property. My best guess is the property was sold for redevelopment or condemned by the city. Judging by the age of the property and the size of the lot, I feel it has more of a story to tell and likely sat on more of a significant piece of land, especially when you consider the age of this property compared to all of the other houses around it. The main house dates back to the 1930s and is just simple wooden construction. However, this cabin on the adjacent portion of the property seems to be much older. It does show some signs of renovation though. In fact, the roof on the cabin is much better than the roof on the main house. It looks brand new. It has some plexiglass here replacing where unfortunately some windows were broken. The door here is modern and brand new. However, the mortar and log construction is very traditional and old, so it makes me wonder, which came first? Was it the cabin or the house? It's kind of a chicken or the egg situation. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of information about this property. There's no sales in recent years. There's been no registered voter to this property in over a decade. And, it's kind of a mystery how it sits here in the middle of this town. If you have any information, please do leave a comment below. But most of all, thanks for spending some time with us today. Please like, comment, and subscribe.